Doubtless this one knows hatred, not just love. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Why, hello, gorgeous. You look like you can break some hearts even without my aid. Oh, your brother would be so proud, knowing you're fighting for your kin.
Great Aphrodite. You must get more offerings than all the other gods and goddesses combined, though this one comes from me.
Why, this is wonderful, and also quite impressive you already know our ways. I must return the gesture, so please take this. I insist.
I can't say no to such a lovely gift.
So you're the star student of Great Hecate. A little birdie told me she'd been training up a real prodigy. Imagine my surprise when it turned out to be the missing princess of the underworld. How positively scandalous. This family's not so good at letting go, is it? After eons of prosperity, all that we've built together threatens to come crashing down, all because of a little bad blood.
Aid from Olympus can take many different forms, as not all of us are suitably prepared or even built to face significant ordeals. Take, for instance, fairest Aphrodite over here.
Oh, Lady Demeter, you know that's patently untrue. I may be more a lover than a fighter, but that doesn't mean I won't mangle the faces of our foes if that is what it takes to get them to back off. Now, why don't we show your granddaughter how well we get along? Between us, I've been around quite a bit longer than appearances suggest. The so-called golden age that Kronos would restore? It was the dullest time, like you would not believe. It's been so long, love, why, I felt a little thrill of fright. But then a little birdie told me you'd gone far down in those depths, even to some success. I'll be excited to hear all the juicy bits. Oh, gorgeous, I can barely see you anymore. And what a shame that is for me. Although, where are you anyway? Caught somewhere underneath the sea itself? Your father's realm is very vast indeed. So besides whatever innate satisfaction there may be in beating up that nasty old Titan, is there a grander plan in all of this for what we're going to do? Your little godling brother, is he going to be all right? A little birdie told me Doom himself showed up where you reside. While that bodes ill for you, and perhaps for us all, at least he's quite the looker, isn't he? Oh, you bear my beautiful mirror. You'll always look gorgeous in it, but its real power is to help me quickly seek you out, and bestow on you the very best I can. Ah, you've reached the rift that thoughtful Lord Poseidon slashed across our pretty countryside, enabling our foes to mass against us even faster than they could on foot. Just hurry over, What are we ever going to do about our poor summit? That ugly Typhon made it all the way out here, and he's been ruining everything. Well, we are not going to let him walk all over us. Oh, that ugly Typhon. Not only is he getting all the attention lately, he's resisted all my charms. That never happens. But all he wants is this mountain, and not in a loving way. Oh, to be an urgent bit of battlefield relief delivered courtesy of the feared boatman himself. Come on, we all have fantasies, gorgeous. Lord Ares is finally back. Nothing makes a war official like when he shows up. Things haven't always gone our way when we fought together, but this time just about everybody's here. Look at you beneath the shining moonlight. Welcome, gorgeous, to the lovely surface of our world. Please stay as long as you like. Or as long as you can. Of late, it's been a little rough. Sailing can be so romantic, but the mood tonight is definitely off. How did you even get so far so soon? Well, even if we're not feeling our best, we can still look our best.
You make me want to doubt myself less frequently, Lady Aphrodite. You wouldn't mind another offering, would you?
Your offering is more than welcome, love. And come to think, it's been entirely too long since someone showered me with praise. Oh, sweetness, the honor is all mine. For matters of the heart, the key is openness. So you're well on your way towards the understanding you desire. Are you quite certain that it's best to be up here? I heard your kind, that is to say, those of the underworld, that you'll not get to linger on the surface for too long. Please, don't overextend on our behalf. Love binds us all together and inspires us to feats we never could accomplish on our own. And don't just take my word for it, gorgeous. Your wise and even-handed uncle, he knows all about spreading the love around.
You're most correct, dear Aphrodite, for my rule is based on love of family and of mortal kind as well. What are we fighting for, if not a way of life in which our passions are the driving force?
Your favor means so much to me, Lady Aphrodite. If only I could return it somehow. Even during the most difficult of times, you bring me strength and hope.
My heart, you're truly something, you know that? You're generous, selective with your words, and gorgeous, too. I don't know whether to be flattered or a little envious. Though I admit to having some small weakness for the tall, dark, and brooding types, Prometheus has been getting on my nerves. He's defacing our beautiful mountain. Who is he trying to impress? You'd side with dear Hephaestus over me. There must be some mistake, sweetness. Which means there too must be some sort of punishment.
Don't hate me, Aphrodite. No, you don't.
Well, if there's ever a good reason to forgo my blessing, much less for the sake of my jealous kin, I'm yet to hear of it. I didn't know what to expect from you. A sister in arms at best? And I scarcely know you, save for glimpses from these messages, but despite all that, I've come to think of you as a friend. Someone to talk to. Thank you, love. My, isn't that the glimmer of a golden apple on you, love? I knew you had good taste. Their uses are more plentiful than you can imagine. Brew the most delicious nectar, distract beautiful rivals, initiate great wars, you name it. You really got him, didn't you, gorgeous? A little birdie told me everything, how you fought all the way into those rancid depths and took that Kronos down. Though, he's already back and angrier than ever, isn't he?
No point in wallowing, Witchy. Whatever's going on out there, you've got to love what you do. Simple as that. Though don't take it from me. Got the authority right here.
Why, thank you, dear. We each have so much love to give. And the beauty of it is, the more we give, the more we have. To think that such a precious thing can have a limitless supply. Your bowman there has such an ugly job, having to smuggle little blessings such as these into the worst of places. But we make it worth his while, don't you worry about that. A little birdie told me something's happened to the Fates. They're not around to complicate our lives. No wonder my days have become so predictable. Though if Kronos truly is behind this, then perhaps we ought to be concerned. You know, I mentioned golden apples could be turned to nectar, though not how. I'll have to send the recipe along. All it takes is a boiling pot, some aromatic spices to your taste, and just the right words. You'll get it. You're a witch.
Just might work.
What shall become of our fair mountain, love? Just recently we felt such tremors as I'd not experienced before. At first I thought it was Poseidon shaking up the earth again, but one look at him and I knew it wasn't so. truly weakness is, then I'm about to let myself be very vulnerable with you here.
I mean no disrespect.
Now, I'll admit that was a fight I started, love. Though, each time our passions run high, I think our relationship only grows richer for it. I'd urge you visit us, though since we're under siege and all, perhaps it isn't worth a trip. Olympus sure takes on a different feel when you're stark. We've cut back on the feasting and frolicking a lot. Oh, how I miss those days. We goddesses always get swept up in these family affairs through no fault of our own. I had no prior qualm with Kronos, yet here I am now, well at war with him. It pains me to admit that there are occasions when love is not the answer, and a bit of sharpened metal can much sooner do the trick. In such matters, my Hephaestus can be of assistance, can't you, dear?
For you up, anytime. And as for Witchy here, most of the time. Now come on. Even when the situation calls for sharpened metal, you know how to get the point across.
I wonder what exactly Kronos did to cut your brother off, and all your family. Perhaps he bound them. In any case, don't worry over much. They're gods. They're probably all right. Trusty Heron reached you after all, and just in time to face the gravest threats along your path. So may my blessing bring you victory. You've met so many on this mountaintop, yet come to think, I've not seen hide nor hair of late of little Artemis. I'd hate to think the goddess of the hunt's too busy stalking some old woodland beast to join us in our time of need.
You witches like to use your feminine wiles to get your way? Well, now is the time to use every means at our disposal. Why, even Aphrodite has taken up the cause, not to mention the spear.
Oh, I'm no novice with the spear, Lord Zeus. For there are those against whom not even my feminine wiles prove as effective as a sharp and pointy bit of metal tends to be. I think our underworld kin can probably relate. I don't offer you my blessings so you can just save them for later like some sort of snack. You want something else? Fine. You can have it.
Here she comes.
Oh, let's make up. What do you say, gorgeous? With everything that has been going on of late, I think we've all been a little bit on edge. Shame that the cursed city of Ephyra is your first exposure to the splendors of the surface, love. It stood in tribute to your mother and your father until Kronos had his way. I still grow angry when I think on it.
Seeds.
There may be those who can make peace with being brushed aside, but that's not something I can do, sweetness. No matter how hard I try.
Well, here we go.
Now let's just simmer down and still the beating of our hearts. I'm not angry anymore, though still a bit annoyed. If Prometheus isn't more careful, he might burn right up from all his smoldering. He keeps saying how he doesn't care for any of us goddesses or gods, but I think he's just playing hard to get. Try as I might, I just can't help but feel the sting of being spurned. And I don't like it, not a little bit. So now I have to sting you back.
I mean no disrespect.
Now don't we feel better? We mustn't keep our feelings bottled up, even if it means having ourselves the occasional little outburst. A little birdie said that awful heiress has been fluttering about, getting her nose in everybody's business instead of minding her own. We stopped inviting her to any of our feasts up here even before all this. This is for you. You and your granny Demeter, you must have so much catching up to do. Perhaps you even have the power to unfreeze that disapproving scowl I oft fear is permanently set, though I can see she wishes to address you now herself.
Please pay no heed to Aphrodite, Flower. She's more concerned about the contours of my face than doing anything of use. But on the count that we've much catching up to do, she's right.
You know, gorgeous, I like getting my way. And right now, I would like for you to cut a bloody little path through every single wretch and traitor that dares get in yours. Please? You really did it, gorgeous. That ugly monster's finally gone. I never could tell if he even had a heart, as there was not a trace of love in him at all. Only the worst intentions and desires. So much for those. Gorgeous, you won the war for us. At least, I think we won. Perhaps we didn't if these ugly satyrs and the like are not about to leave yet, but you definitely did do something. Oh, this is all too much. A little birdie told me you faced the sirens at the bottom of the sea. I know them and their entrancing song only too well. They must have grown bored of dooming sailors to the deep. That two-timing Kronos is on our side now. Against nasty versions of his older self and invisible bits of Typhon, we shouldn't fear too much, but ought to heed. Not the strangest predicament I've been in, but it's close.
Come on, up to it, hot stuff. Why, you still got your looks? Not like Aphrodite here is gonna let you hold to them forever. She doesn't care for competition. You can trust me on that.
Sweet Hestia, whatever do you mean? I'll be the first to admit looks aren't everything. Who even needs them? But on the other hand, we're blessed to have someone of such vast wisdom and experience as you here on our side. How nice for Prometheus that he gets to keep venting his anger out on all of us like it's officially his job. How come he thinks we're all so mean to mortals anyhow? I break some hearts, it's true, but there's so many more. Your little goblin brother, I am hearing he's all right. And back to battling out of that hell he calls home, or at least partially, until the underworld's restored. I hope you get to see him again soon. Oh, I know more and more about you, love. My little birdies tell me everything. They're everywhere, and like nothing better than to keep me well apprised. They're happy when I'm happy, and I'm happy being in the know. That dashing young shake with the fancy wings, is Icarus his name? I almost mistook him for one of my little birdies. He didn't get much chance at love while he drew breath, but it's never too late. So, lumbering old Heracles is storming around down there, massing bodies of the dead in the name of the gods, is he? That one's as moody as a bull, and probably reeks even more. At least we have good help to lean upon. You are as fresh as rain this eve, gorgeous. Paid a recent visit to the springs, hmm? There's nothing like a good hot bath, especially when in good company. How wonderful you've seen our mountain now firsthand. Though, what a mortifying time to receive guests. We've been preoccupied receiving enemies. Your brother, he was always such a sweetheart, love. Then out of the blue one day, he stopped accepting all my messages. Had I done something to offend? Imagine my relief when I much later learned that Kronos was to blame. Lord Zeus already sought you out, hmm? Family or no, if he's offered you his blessing, he's expecting something in return. He's loath to ask for favors is all. You've paid witness to some of Athena's dramatic entrances on the battlefield. I have to say, she isn't bad in that regard. Probably because she's having so much practice with all of our unwelcome visitors. You've met Hephaestus, heard the tales, no doubt. Well, he has a beautiful heart. Surely not just I can see that. Of all my many suitors, he alone has been content to let me be. We ladies had a special connection, but then you do such things and make me feel unsure, and just a bit upset.
mean no disrespect.
You know, I'm reminded one thing that unites us, even in the worst of times, is that we all have a bit of a temper around here. You have a real understanding with that boatman, haven't you? He's such a solitary soul. Rugged, tall, powerfully built. Oh, you must have visited the springs once more. It's that refreshing glow about you, love. I wonder with whom you've been bathing. I'm sure little birdie shall inform me soon enough. You dwell in Erebus, don't you, sweetness? Last I had heard, the silk weaver Arachne dwells down there. Such fineries she made, but never showed her face up here again after she and Athena had a little spat. Passion strikes at the unlikeliest times, spurring us past the limits that we know. Pray, welcome it as I, and go with all my blessings from the bottom of my heart. There's something very odd about this night, and certainly that ugly city of Ephira doesn't help. But between my dear Hephaestus and Lord Ares and myself, I think you'll more than manage to get by. I'm so relieved you and your frosty grandmother have had an opportunity to meet. If nothing else, perhaps now Demeter shall tone it back a smidgen with the rest of us? My intuition told me you were just about to set off on another of your big important assignments, and I desire to be the first to see you off and give to you my very best. Can be such an ugly place, filled with such terrible misunderstandings as can veil the beauty we so often don't appreciate enough.
Had to do it.
Our emotions ran a little hot there, didn't they? I still can feel my heart racing, and if I'm not mistaken, yours might have been too. Already met with my strong-armed Hephaestus, The sordid things said of the two of us, they roll right off his back. Would that my skin were half as thick as his. Be on your best behavior now, gorgeous, for I present to you our most resplendent queen. No stranger to the ways of war, or to extinguishing the wretchedness that festers in the hearts of the wicked. Behold, our Lady Hera!
I think we're past the need for such pomp, Aphrodite. But then, more goddesses ought better understand the need to keep appearances, even in troubled times. Especially in troubled times.
Hold it right there, sweetness. You're not about to head into the dark of night without my aid to help keep you warm and tingly, and our foes dead and buried.
Battle rages all around. There's little time for love, little room for beauty. Yet Aphrodite here, she never loses heart. It's almost precious how she strives with all her might, brandishing that decorative spear of hers.
Well, good Lord Poseidon, I'm pleased to know how I inspire you. Though perhaps you ought to pay more attention to our foes than to what I do with my spear, so we can turn this battle in our favor, finally. You've quite a partner in Nemesis, gorgeous. She's big, she's brash, she's everything you're not. I'm relieved you're standing by each other rather than at each other's throats. The fleeting quality of beauty is what makes us long for it. But even for those whose outer beauty has abandoned them, there's often inner beauty that burns bright. Don't you agree, dear Hestia?
With that line of reasoning there, Aphrodite. You don't have much inner beauty to speak of, and your outer beauty I can melt off in a snap. And growing all those lustrous tresses back would take a while by my reckoning.
A little gift. I wanted this to be a surprise, love. Who could possibly ask for a better outcome opening up some plain old bag, only to find me waiting there with outstretched arms? So did you try my nectar recipe, sweetness? I'm certain it'll win over just about anybody in your capable hands. No need to let me know how it goes. I have my ways of finding out. Retold fellows been in touch already, How quick to lend fair goddesses a hand. Though, nowhere to be found back when your brother needed aid. Sometimes I think we shouldn't force you to play favorites, but we shouldn't do a lot of things, I'm sure. Such as get angry with you.
Don't hate me, Aphrodite.
You know, I'm reminded one thing that unites us, even in the worst of times, is that we all have a bit of a temper around here. I heard Poseidon boasting he'd already blessed you with his might. Now, just in case one could still be left wanting even after all that, here... My, is that some sort of adorable little animal you have with you, gorgeous? Your worshippers come in all shapes and sizes, then. I mostly stick to bewitching gods and mortals myself. Those sirens down where you are sure have been singing their hearts out. Perhaps they found another wellspring of inspiration besides all the sailors they like so much. A little birdie told me you have met none other than the beautiful Narcissus, haven't you? You must think he's a shining example of all I stand for. Well, he's not. Because the greatest love is shared, not hoarded for oneself. I hope for your sake you avoid that no-good Narcissus. His suitors begged me to do something about his love of his own reflection, but who am I to break up such a harmonious relationship? As far as I'm concerned, he finally met his match.
Even titans and gods are quite vulnerable creatures deep down. For we are all driven by a most delicate instrument, as liable to stir our spirits or drive us to despair, as my dear Aphrodite knows full well.
Come now, my queen. The heart's the strongest part we've got, and tougher than it seems. We've withstood a bit upon this mountaintop, but we can take much more. Especially when our hearts all beat as one.
She's suggesting an exchange.
You've been acquainted with Queen Hera, I can see. She and I work together frequently and have an understanding that we share. Fair goddesses must stick together, after all. By the moon, you're breathtaking this eve. The moon herself did have something to do with it, did she not? I can tell. Your secret's safe with me. Would that we all could chase our passions without consequence. But we gods, sometimes we get a bit ahead of ourselves and wind up in the most compromising positions. A little gift. Were you expecting someone far less beautiful, or did you somehow know it was me? Perhaps you could hear my heart beating all the way from where you are. Oh, don't be such a tease with me. When I bestow my blessings, take them graciously next time. But now...
We fickle gods.
Now, I'll admit that was a fight I started, love. Though, each time our passions run high, I think our relationship only grows richer for it. More oft than not of late, Swift Hermes has been nowhere to be found. Not here, at least, but perhaps somewhere down in your realm, Our world can be such an ugly place, filled with such terrible misunderstandings as can veil the beauty we so often don't appreciate enough.
Don't hate me, Aphrodite.
Now don't we feel better? We mustn't keep our feelings bottled up, even if it means having ourselves the occasional little outburst. It's such a shame about Arachne and Athena. My little birdies told me everything. But there's beauty to be found in every form, even that of a delicate little spider. Perhaps she'll come to accept it as I think you have. We shouldn't force you to play favorites, but we shouldn't do a lot of things, I'm sure. Such as get angry with you.
to do it.
Oh, let's make up. What do you say, gorgeous? With everything that has been going on of late, I think we've all been a little bit on edge. Well, well. I've always been something of a fighter, as Lord Ares here knows. But I keep telling him the great conquests of love are more thrilling than the great conquests of war.
I do enjoy a good protracted fight, my lady Aphrodite. To me, conquest is conquest. Whether on the battlefield or in the heart, it matters not. And I find all of it quite moving.
She's suggesting an exchange.
So many suitors for whom to choose, Well, just remember that you needn't choose at all, unless you so desire, as do they. Your heart, your relationships. Make of them what you will. I must say, wars are not without their moments of excitement. It's been too long since I took to the field, bedazzling my foes in all my glory as I ran them through, filling their final moments with beauty and agony. Although, wars also really make a mess of things. You fight with the ferocity of one whose love is on the line. Yet that is not what's driving you, is it? No, you've found a wellspring of motivation in something else. What could it be? I can see why you became the star pupil of the Witch of the Crossroads, sweetness. Because you've learned much of love in a short time, and with only a bit of guidance. Your heart is certainly in the right place.
Death to our foes.
I don't offer you my blessings so you can just save them for later like some sort of snack. You want something else? Fine. You can have it.
Here she comes.
Now let's just simmer down and still the beating of our hearts. I'm not angry anymore, though still a bit annoyed.
Aphrodite, your genuine enthusiasm, even in the face of such hardship, is so much of what makes you beautiful and inspirational beyond compare. I feel as though ambrosia such as this symbolizes all the love you have to give.
Oh, you're so very kind. Though it never gets old. I'm used to everybody fawning over my looks. But if you can see past that, the inner beauty I possess, then you know far more of love and beauty than most. Decided to make an appearance, just as we were getting used to not having them around. What grand prophecy do they have in store for us now, Whatever it is, we'll handle it, I'm sure. If there really is another age that's coming up, then I say bring it on. True love never changes or goes out of style, no matter how much everything else does. Just stick with me and we'll be fine.
Love and hate, my kin, the most powerful emotions and the underlying causes of war. So it is that glorious Aphrodite here has taken interest in my leanings and I in hers.
Your preoccupations are my passions, Lord Ares. What would drive someone to lose themselves entirely to feeling? I would like to know every last possible reason. You and Doom have been extraordinarily discreet in whatever you have going on. My little birdies have seen barely a trace of it. But I still have a feeling about you two, and my feelings are never wrong. I'm so pleased you and Nemesis settled your differences. Oh, no one told me, gorgeous. This is all knowledge I obtain as part of being who I am. And as long as you each be yourselves, I think you'll even out. So fiery old Hestia has taken to you, You should be very proud, for typically she can't be bothered, and she cannot be impressed. You've been so sheltered there, sweetness. Why, mortals, they don't even know your name. Not one temple erected in your honor. Not yet, at least, so you just stick with me. True love may be eternal, although passions tend to fizzle out. So it is with all the blessings we bestow. As love requires nourishment, so must our faith in you be reinforced. Like so. Someday I'm certain you'll discover that Olympus is a truly splendid place. All the pleasures that this world can offer abound. And as I live and breathe, it's not as cold as it's made out to be. Have you somebody special in your life? The star pupil of the Witch of the Crossroads must be so terribly busy. Why, perhaps the answer is no. So far ahead in some respects, so far behind in others. Trust me, if you're uncertain that you've ever been in love, you haven't been. It's like a thrill that washes over you, then lingers pleasantly long afterward. May you find it again and again. One thing's for certain, there's been far too little feasting on Olympus as of late. Poor Dionysus hasn't been himself. Normally he'd be among the first to welcome you. You know, gorgeous, you're fortunate you got your mother's best. Of course, your father always had a certain something too. Why, come to think of it, you're living proof of that. Oh, don't be such a tease with me. When I bestow my blessings, take them graciously next time. But now...
Had to do it. Hold still.
It's no secret that I'm prone to fits of passion, and I'd not have it any other way. But you could have it differently next time. You have your father's fierceness, don't you, love? Not that I ever knew him all too well, or heard too many tales about him, come to think. He was never the communicative type. It can't be pleasant crawling through the underworld's underbelly night after night. But there's beauty to be found in all things. Well, most things. Down where you are, no guarantees.
The sacred bond.
Try as I might, I just can't help but feel the sting of being spurned. And I don't like it, not a little bit. So now I have to sting you back.
Sorry.
Our emotions ran a little hot there, didn't they? I still can feel my heart racing, and if I'm not mistaken, yours might have been too. I've heard many a hero claim the next best thing to arms forged by Hephaestus is his blessing. Though I think they'd all rather have mine. The language of love transcends boundaries. We needn't even exchange words to understand each other's feelings and desires. How about we try it for a while, Life would be so very dull if not for our personal problems, There may be those who can make peace with being brushed aside, but that's not something I can do, sweetness. No matter how hard I try.
Here she comes.
Well, if there's ever a good reason to forgo my blessing, much less for the sake of my jealous kin, I've yet to hear of it. What is it you have on, gorgeous? Some lovely silken garb made by Arachne, lest my eyes deceive. You and the little spider must have really hit it off. You like having strife in your life, The more you fought with Eris, the more I could tell something was going on. And sure enough, she didn't seem your type at all, but that's exactly how it goes.
Greater strength.
I truly thought we ladies had a special connection, but then you do such things and make me feel unsure. And just a bit upset.
Don't hate me, Aphrodite. She wants a fight, does she?
Oh, let's make up. What do you say, gorgeous? With everything that has been going on of late, I think we've all been a little bit on edge. Hello to you again, gorgeous. I just couldn't wait to see you any longer, so I thought I'd join you this time from the very start. You ready for me,